welcome back to another one. I got a good one here for you guys, actually. We do have the X5 Tanggula. This is the Series X5. This one's the 128 gigs of internal memory. I know some of you guys are going to be very interested on how this guy works. Does it work? That's the biggest question. Does it actually work? So with this thing, you do get a power supply, HDMI cable, you do get a remote, no batteries, and the device. Now, I already have it hooked up. I gotta say, this thing is one of the fastest devices to boot up, and I mean like extremely fast. Here it is right here. It does have a little clock for you guys. There it is, Tanggula. You have one USB 3.0, TF card slot, standard USB. The Ethernet, I had to hardwire it because the Wi-Fi was not working for some reason. It does have an optical, your AV power, and your HDMI right there, but for some reason the Wi-Fi was not working. Not sure why. Now, I do have this remote that it came with, and I gotta say, this is just your standard remote. I am not a fan of this remote whatsoever. If it was me, I would just go purchase a different remote. I'm not a fan of this one. This remote does come already programmed with the box, so you could use this as is. But again, you could get other remotes, some Air remotes. iPassport has some really, really good ones. But we're gonna go ahead and test this guy out to see exactly how it works. Yeah, so first things first. What is the specs on this guy? So, but here's a home screen, Play Store, YouTube. You got your K app, Firefox, which I'm not a fan of this one. Wallpaper, file, apps, settings on the bottom. If you hit that plus sign, you could add all kinds of stuff here. I'm just going to do the IDA 64. That way you guys can see how it adds. As you can see here, it alphabetizes it. So there's IDA and there's some other apps right there. Now to get IDA 64 was hoops of fire. I had to go through Firefox first to test this theory out. I had to come here and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did. I did IDA 64 and it did not want to work. It didn't want to download it. It showed me that it was attempting to download it. And it just didn't want to work. The one thing I did like was it automatically shows this cursor. Now the weird thing is there is a message right up here that says Firefox has ended support for Amazon Fire TV. So it looks like they're using some sort of Amazon Fire TV. I'm not really sure what it was, but yeah. Again, see, as when I click on it, doesn't want to go. If I go to downloads, then it goes. So it's kind of interesting and weird how it does this. Now I did want to use the exe file, so if I do click download, I am going to get the pop-ups here. Sometimes you'll get a pop-up that says some big old advertisement. You do have to close it before you're allowed to click on anything. So when I do click on this guy, as you can see, I'm selecting it, I'm clicking it, I'm doing it, and nothing is happening. So for whatever reason, it doesn't work. So when I go to home, I come here to apps and I try to go through the same steps with Chrome. And I was able to download it. Now, the only thing is that there's no cursor, so I have to use the cursor button here on the remote, and there it goes. And it's just sometimes it pops up, sometimes it doesn't. Now, again, I just want to use the exe, and when I click on it, it says can't open file for some reason. So if I come here, if I click on the three dots, I can only do share or delete. So again, a little bit of hoops of fire. I actually had to come over here to apps, and I had to go to APK Pure. Now with APK Pure, I was able to find it and install it, and I was good to go. And I was able to get IDA 64. So as you can see, a little bit of a headache, a little bit of hoops and fire. So when it comes to the system here, it is an Amlogic chipset, which is good. Out of the 128 gigs, you're left with about 109 gigs, 4 gigs of RAM. Your CPU, you are using your ARM Cortex A55. It is a quad core for the GPU, Mali G31. It's reading the full resolution here. Android 11, and the device is rooted. As far as codecs goes, when I was going through this thing, A lot of this stuff, I know some of you guys don't understand it, but it has all the codecs that you guys are going to need. Pause the video if you need to look at it. Most important thing that I always look for is, does it have some of the RAW? So that way it can pass through everything? Yes. Does it have DTS HD? Yes. Does it have Dolby Vision? Yes. And it has all the awesome encoders, H.263, H.264, which means you could actually watch everything in 4K, which is great. Now, can it actually handle 4K? When I come here to YouTube, and I am going to come here to search Beyond the Streams. If you guys are not familiar with Beyond the Streams podcast, this is a podcast where Next Level and I discuss a lot of stuff. We talk about Buzz TV. We talk about the super boxes, Tanggula. We talk about Bitcoin, crypto, tech related stuff, like anything that's there, we talk about it. So we do discuss a lot of tech related things here. As you can see, look how clear this thing is. This thing looks amazing. Now, the first thing I like to do is I like to come here and click on settings, and I like to see if it's pulling up at 4K, and it says 4K is the max resolution. So it definitely is pulling 4K, and you can see how clean and clear everything works. Now, what I like to do is I like to fast forward a little bit just to see exactly how it works. So I'm just going to go about 20 minutes in. Give it a few seconds here. As you can see the little scrolling thing right in the middle, and boom, it is working perfectly and clear. So it does work very, very nicely. Now, as far as your apps goes, everybody wants to know, what does Tanggula have? It had so these are all the apps here. I'll let you guys pause the video if you need to. AirScreen, MP, AM Player, APK Pure, App Installer, Firefox, just a lot of stuff here. It has a lot of stuff here. There's your K app. Netflix and Disney Plus is not going to be in 4K. It's going to be in standard definition, the mobile definition, which is just, I forget exactly what it is. It's just going to be in high def, but it's not going to be in 4K. And I believe Prime Video might not be in 4K either, but you do need subscriptions to all of this stuff. You do have your updater here. You do have Tang TV, which has all the stuff that you're going to need here. This is all of their app stuff, so I'll let you guys go ahead and explore on that one. If you do come here to settings, as you can see, Ethernet and internet, I am Ethernet connected. That's why this box is able to work. It did not work with Wi-Fi. I'm not sure why. Maybe it needs some sort of update, or maybe the Wi-Fi is down. You could set up your accounts, all your apps, device preferences, more settings. There's a lot of stuff here that you can do here for device preferences. I know some people say like, well, what if I want to unlock developer options? It's already unlocked for you. We'll open it up, and just be careful when you're in here. You don't want to turn something off that's going to destroy the box or break your box. So everything is there. For the most part, you don't have to do much on here. Everything's already set up for you. If you do have any kind of third-party apps or first-party apps, you just want to be sure you install it. Of course, you do have your system update, and it says, it shows here your current version. You could do a check for updates. And last time I did this, that little scrolling thing took forever. So my guess is that it is just still connected. Now, if you do have to activate this box wherever you bought it from, you have to hit them up and say, hey, can you guys activate this thing? That way they can take care of it for you. But other than that, the box works good. Everything works pretty smooth, and I was able to test everything out, and everything works good. If something does not work wherever you bought it from, you need to get a hold of that person. If the box needs to get activated, or if something isn't working right, you just need to get a hold of that person for them to do whatever they need to do on their end. Sometimes it could be a server issue, which these devices, I believe all of them are set up like that, where it's connected to a server. So as long as their server's working, the box should be working fine. And if it doesn't work, just hit them up and they should be able to help you out. Now, the last thing I do want to show you guys, I do want to talk about the remote. It does have a volume here. As you can see, it does work on this thing. It does have a help button, and it opens up the settings for some reason. It does have the apps, so the apps does open up. If I do hit that home, it's going to come here. Back button works. The settings button, nothing happens with that guy, and then numbers. So everything works on this remote the way it's supposed to. Kind of interesting how help goes into the settings thing. I wish the settings would actually go to settings, but that's okay. These things work how it's supposed to. The top buttons up here, that's how you can connect your TV. You just have to set it up properly. And then if you do hit that power button, it will turn it off. And then this other power button, that's going to be for your TV right there. So you're going to have to program these things to your TV specifically. That way you can connect them both. So yeah, other than that, everything works pretty good. Apologize, the video is a little lengthy. Try to give you guys everything all in one. Just give you guys the basis. For me personally, I would probably get a different remote. I'm not a fan of this remote at all. And a lot of these remotes, you could program some of these buttons to do exactly what you want it to do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys ever tried this device out? Let me know. I always leave this stuff in the description below. That way you guys get hooked up with the latest and greatest. And if you guys are interested in the stuff that I have, shoot me an email, rohasentertainment@gmail.com. With all that being said, you guys take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.